Guys, everything's working. I really don't know. Hopefully everything's streaming. New house. I went and sat all this stuff up. Bring you the Lunar Eclipse. Let me know if I gotta bring volumes up or down or across. It should be okay. Everything's looking okay across the board. Just waiting for the moon to crest over the buildings. All can get a hold of it. There we're just gonna be tracking it and checking out this Lunar Eclipse. Yeah, let me know in the chat. I'll be in the chat here. And as soon as we're able to see the moon that live. Till then, everybody, chat amongst you. Good to see everybody. I know it's been a long time. I'm pretty sure we all have a lot to say. Let's do it, man. We're hanging out tonight. Sunday night. I'll be back on a little bit. I want to make sure Mark is set up good. Let Paul finish up. So, welcome everybody. It's going pretty good night. Once again, I will put this in, and this is for the mods or anybody that shows up. We do have some clouds around. So even when we start the live feed, you might see some clouds blowing by. So if any new people ask, you can tell them that, you know, screens for them one. All right. I will be back very shortly. Once again, welcome. Be a good night. Yeah, those jerk clouds are hanging around. Don't worry, we're hoping to take care of them. I don't want to really like bring you guys up onto a black screen. That's why we're kind of sitting here. Image. Stream. I don't want to bring you in. Have a black screen. Here we have old. This picture was actually taken the last time we had the. I don't remember offhand. But welcome back to Brandy and Daisy and Zoe and Nancy, Justin, Hawk, and so many other. We'll be doing shout outs throughout the night. All you got to do is say something in the chat. Viable who's all there, but we'll try to get to everybody. Mark unfortunately had a roof breakdown, SkyTour West, so he doesn't have access tonight. So I think he's going to be simulcasting up. Welcome to the SkyTour, people. You guys are, if anybody's watching from SkyTour or even on yet. Yeah, so let's hope the weather cooperates and have a pretty good stream. Hope you turn red. I have missed you all, and welcome to Isabella. I have a fantastic idea of a series. I really have to get a hold of it soon, but I will definitely do that. I'll like it as well. Yeah, neutrinos. It seems like everybody seems to be cloudy, except for maybe Texas, and there's actually a part of Southern California. Some of the Midwest, but see, you know, this is Miami. This isn't our first rodeo. You know what I mean? It's clouds. You can get pretty good moon shots, but that's a give and take. So welcome everybody. Chat amongst yourselves for a little bit longer, and we will be bringing up the live feed here in a couple minutes, being that it clears out and we got a good shot for you. And then we'll just continue streaming live, whether there's clouds or not. We'll just continue letting it go. All right, everybody, be good. Just kidding, though. Be back in a little bit.
Pas de soleil, 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 pas de soleil.
gonna bring Mark on with. I'm gonna have to fill the audio. I don't blare all your earballs. To blare all your earballs out. Skype ringtone. I don't know. Somebody special made. Deafens everything. Like bulk of you. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Be a couple minutes. I'll once you hear the audio go off, don't worry. Back. Don't want to blare. Skype. I'll get him on and then we'll be back on. And then hopefully everybody keep your fingers crossed that I'll just be right back. All right, let's see if this is going to work here. All right, so you guys let us know if you still hear Mark and myself. My phone. Jesus. All right.
What's with your phone?
It's just Paul
Right?
texted me.
Oh, okay.
Well, he may have to pull the scope in for a minute because there's a passing rain shower wanting to make its way through there.
Well,
Well,
that
we'll
ain't
see.
good.
But hopefully, everybody, can you hear both of us? Let us know. Hopefully you can.
They probably should.
So what's up, big guy?
Hey, not much, man. I was gonna do a show tonight on KGRA for Sky Tour Radio, but unfortunately, Daryl was under the weather, and Tara was actually working on my behalf. She was out at the observatory because we had a roof failure.
Nice.
Yeah, and we couldn't open, and so she was out there. Temperatures were about 111 degrees, so she was actually working really hard, too hard. And I finally told her to leave, and we
Yeah.
basically are going to have someone come out in the coming week here to fix the roof system because there's something wrong with the roof system. She did her best.
You don't think it has anything to do with the heat, or is it just a mechanical issue?
No, this is a mechanical issue. There's definitely some mechanical. There's literally metal on metal things going on that shouldn't be.
Gotcha.
So that just isn't good. And why all of a sudden, I have no idea.
Because it's the lunar eclipse. That's why. That's why
I
everything just
think
goes
that's
crazy.
true. I think that's true.
I was telling Mark before we came on the air with you guys that Paul said that Miami was clear all weekend, nice and clear all weekend, and as soon as we go to start the eclipse, clouds.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, man. Just how it goes.
Yeah. Well, then again, Miami this time of year always has clouds, like that on the horizon. Anyway, you're looking through a lot of air.
Yeah, but even still, I mean, sometimes it helps us. Other times, because we usually wait to start streaming until it's well above, 35 degrees at least.
Right,
Yeah,
and by that time
course.
the eclipse is over.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's it tonight? It goes. Basically, it starts at what? Well, it's probably already started.
It did. It's already underway.
Yeah,
from
9:30. So, yeah, that's. But anywho, here we are. Welcome
Yep.
everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. Myself, Mark D'Antonio,
Hello.
hanging out on the lunar eclipse night, hoping to get a little peek as soon as these clouds clear. West coast of Florida, clear as anything.
Of
Over near
course,
Tampa
because-
and Western Everglades, perfect. Yep, never fails. Never fails.
That's funny. That's funny.
There's probably all kinds of meteors hitting the moon right now that we're missing. Just like all the time. Oh, I don't know. You ready for Pine Bush?
Oh yeah, I've been working on a very different talk for Pine Bush, so we're gonna be ready for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it going to be about Whisker Biscuits?
In fact, it will.
Nice.
Yeah.
I knew you had it in you.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you got to remember, we're over on P&K tonight, so you can be a little more relaxed. You don't
Yeah,
have
no
to mind
worries.
your P's and Q's as much as on the Sky Tour, if you know what I mean.
No, I do. I understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got you.
Yep. I'm trying
I
to get
think that-
energy. I just been, today was just...
What were you doing all day?
Dude, this hasn't even been about a day. It's been about, like, the last 4 months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, between moving, selling 2 houses.
Oh yeah.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's finally starting to slow down. I'm trying my best to make it work to get to Pine Bush. I'm not sure. It's
Well.
going to be a last-minute decision.
Well, I hope you can make it.
Yeah, me too. We just don't know. It sucks not being able to confirm it, even though it's only 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, you're really not that far away.
No, it's only 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Yep.
But everybody watching is wondering why there's a big black screen right now. It's because we have clouds. So we're kind of just sitting here like a bunch of schmucks. You know.
Well, you're doing okay though. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, look how nice this screen is with all this information on it, and no moon to be found.
Yes, that's right. I mean, this is highly technical. Current weather.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy.
Oh yeah.
Clouds.
You want to see some technical stuff here? Check this
There
out.
we go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look what I can do. Look at this. Here it comes. Here it comes. Like that. Like that is state of the art skill right there, man.
Look at
I
that.
mean, I don't know how many other broadcasters can do that, but you know.
Well, I would venture to say that a fairly reasonable proportion could do that.
Well, thanks. Now I don't feel special anymore.
I would venture to say that a fairly reasonable proportion could do that.
Well, thanks. Now I don't feel special. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, I kind of wish we were seeing, but you know, we can say hi to everybody that's in here.
I was just gonna say that, you know, because you got Rita Mills says hi. It's been a while. She said.
Why do I hear
Taryn
feedback?
Marie is here. Just gonna say that.
Huh? Why do I hear feedback? Is that coming
Rita
from me?
Mills says hi. It's been a while. She said. It's not coming from me.
What? Oh, you know what it is? No, I accidentally unmuted the stream on the computer. Because it took me out of live because, get this, people, I tried to get Skype on, you know, once I killed the audio. And, of course, Skype wanted to update. Tried to download that and let Skype update because it updates every 4 hours for some reason.
Yes, indeed.
So, yeah. Anyway, okay, the echo's gone now.
Okay,
right.
That's good.
All right. Anywho, Pilot, what's up? Haven't seen Pilot in a while. And, of course, Mr. Schmidt over in Thailand, right? Thailand?
Yes, David Schmidt. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Taryn, Kathy, and Alex, and Daisy, and Zoe, and Justin, and Rita.
That's right.
And Neutrino, and Legless Lex, and Alice. I don't think we ever agreed on how to pronounce that.
And not good.
Right. You know what's crazy, though? I went to go read this book the other day, and I still don't have it. Amazing. That was only 4 months ago I asked for that thing.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
that's why you have to get the Pine Bush, because you're going to get a signed copy.
Oh, joy.
Look.
If anybody's wondering about the book we're talking about, it's Populated Universe. It was written by the guy online with me, Mark D'Antonio. Grab it, check it out, read it, love it, live it. I don't care. Burn it.
It's 300 pages. That's 8 by 10, 300 pages. It's pretty good size.
Yeah.
But that's just how big it came out. I didn't care how big it was going to be when I started writing it. It just was going to be whatever it was going to be, you know?
Well, 300 pages isn't that bad.
No,
You know?
no. Yeah, the smaller book, I have I have one in black and white. I have a Kindle version. And then I have the 8 by 10 version in full color.
Have you read your own book?
Probably more times than any other human on the planet, yes.
Really? That's kind of narcissistic.
No, it's called Being Very Careful and Want to Make Sure You Have All Your Grammar Right. And then our very own
Really? You
SkyTour
didn't have an
livestream-
editor?
I'm about to tell you that.
No.
Our very own SkyTour live stream, Tara Diulis, actually turned around and spent a lot of time reading every single chapter and confirmed.
Wait. Let me get this right. Okay, so she had to read your book, check it for grammatical errors.
Yeah, and most of them were gone by then.
Wait a
but
minute.
Yes.
And then you have her out in 111 degree heat trying to fix mechanical issues on the observatory in the middle of Arizona, right? Then,
Well,
wait.
She is.
Then you also make her do some artwork with some bottle caps and build you a door.
She did a great job with that.
I tell you
door.
what, you better have her in the will.
She is in the organization as one of the officers, so I think that she's got her place.
My God,
Yes.
busy.
I think
why
that's
she makes the big-
Elise. Listen, I think that's Elise Mosley. I think that's why she says that.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. Paul
Elise
just keeping me
Mosley.
updated with the weather.
Yeah,
Just
the black screen shows me what it is, so it's okay.
yeah. You know, I did that. Did I show you what I could do with that?
Let me see.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Here we
We're
go.
ready to be blown away. Whee!
Hold on to your seats, folks.
Look at that. That's great. Can you tell we're bored?
Mm. Yeah. Yeehaw.
But Paul, good news for everybody. Paul
Clear
says
spot coming?
that the clouds are dissipating. So
Yes. In Georgia, but not in,
Yeah.
not in Florida.
they're dissipating in Juneau, Alaska.
Yes, exactly.
So hopefully, hopefully we'll have all of a sudden just have the moon pop on here real quick, and yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, for our radio show tonight, which I had to cancel because, as I said, Daryl was under the weather, and Tara was actually in the observatory working on it.
What does under the weather mean?
He's not feeling well.
I was going to say we're all under weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he seems to be like he'll be okay.
Cough too cold?
Just pulling for him. Yeah, he's just, so he wasn't feeling well, but he's good. He's going to get better.
Bronchitis?
I don't know.
Strep throat?
I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm just inquisitive, that's all.
I know.
I know stuff's going
Inquisitive
around.
minds.
Hopefully it's not like COVID or anything like that.
Inquisitive minds love to pry.
Yeah. That's what I do. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Marilise. Yeah. You don't see nothing because if you look in the center of the screen, you'll see these yellow letters. Let's say there's heavy clouds. We can't see through there yet. But Paul said the clouds are dissipating, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
Be nice.
What?
I'm
making an observation.
Marilise just wanted to say I don't see nothing.
Well, yeah. And, I'm explaining why you don't.
Yeah.
That's all.
But you were being snarky. You're being snarky.
Well, that's me. If I wasn't being snarky, I wouldn't be me.
That's not nice.
Come on, this coming from the same guy who told you to burn your book about 10 minutes ago.
I realize that.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I just sort of selectively ignore some of the things you say.
Selective hearing.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
My mom did the same thing.
That's right. Okay. Keith, get in here. Everybody else, go have fun.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'll be heading to Pine Bush, right, for that's the 4th. And then I'm going to be speaking in Roswell, New Mexico on the 30th, which is, where it all began. Can I go to Roswell with you? Sure, I think you should. You would you and Siobhan would love it.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We'll eventually get out that way.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be I'm flying from here to Phoenix first, then taking a puddle jumper over to Roswell. Why? Because going to Roswell from here, you have to take like 14 different planes just to get into Roswell.
Yeah.
And that's because...
Dude, just drive, man. You're missing so much by flying.
No, I'm not. I'm glued to the window taking pictures of the ground. And I track us on the GPS the whole time.
Right.
I'm just a nerd. We're going to say, so that's so then once I'm in Roswell, I'll be speaking there. But then right on its heels, I'm going to go out to the observatory and work for a week in the desert on the observatory in July, and on actually July 4th.
Oh my God, you're going to be in the observatory in July?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Sounds like dehydration waiting to happen.
Hey, Lewis. Yeah, that's me, Lewis. How you doing?
That is Mark D'Antonio's voice you hear.
No more dehydration. I learned my lesson about that. Well, then you could mute it.
I know, but you know what? They don't make that easiest thing in the world either anymore. You turn down, it's like, oh, here, let's give you 6 different volumes.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks. Let's see, which one would that be? That would be the... I don't even know. Which one is the one for your ringer volume, or your alert volume?
Well,
let's see, I think it's this one. Let me turn that one down.
Lewis, what's the moon look like to you right now?
Well, you're looking at it.
I asked Lewis, not you.
Oh.
Lewis says it's clear skies there.
Of course.
Hey,
Rock,
Rock,
it was storming in Connecticut?
Yeah, I was just had thunderstorm here. Really, really strange looking clouds. Hey, Rock, I hope to see you in Roswell as well. I'll be speaking for the Roswell Daily Record, the newspaper that actually broke the story about UFO crashing. Weird Guy's here. How you doing? That's funny. Oh, hi, Mark. You forgot about that. You haven't heard
did
that
I?
in like months.
Hey, chat, tell him how much I forgot about that, and let him know how many times you've heard that since we've been streaming.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Exactly.
Oh.
I made it that way now.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Keith.
Yeah, I'm just okay. So, Paul says as soon as he gets a spot, he'll jump on it. So,
Well, what spot? Like about a merry-go-round horse? I'm like, what spot? What spot where?
as soon as he's able to see the moon, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boom! Hit that springy arm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, guys, for now we're just kind of sitting here chilling, shooting the shit.
Yeah, Weird Guy. You might have missed. I was trying to have a stream to basically simul stream with P&K, but our roof won't open out there, and there's something wrong with them. It's a mechanical issue.
Your what can't open?
The roof,
Oh, boy.
and it's gonna get fixed this coming week, hopefully. But yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think it is? Is it like a power thing, or is it just a?
No, it's a mechanical thing. There's rollers that are engaged to roll this thing off the roof, and we have a collapsed wheel in one of the rollers, and Tara was able to take it off.
What was the rollers made of?
Steel. They're all
really?
steel. Everything is steel.
It collapsed.
And it did.
Wow.
Well, you see, it was built in such a way that it was at the end of a run.
Gotcha.
And at the end of the run, something happened, maybe from the heat, maybe from the constant heat and cold cycles. But it prevented it from closing, or rather opening. And you could push it off if you disengage the entire system and then push it back on. But the problem is that once you engage the system, the system was building up too much current trying to open and close the roof,
Right.
and you got this overload error, and it would shut down.
Did you is that roof wood framed?
Nah, the roof is wood framed and steel clad, so it's
That's what I mean. Like did the wood warp where the metal like wouldn't stay on track?
I think that that's a possibility with the walls, on the high walls, but she did a analysis of the straightness, and it looks like it's pretty straight.
Right.
So because the rails are very, very rigid, those don't really change. The roof rails, the roof tops,
Wait,
the walls.
they're probably aluminum, not steel.
Well, it's galvanized, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
but it doesn't bend.
Right.
It's still fine, but the wheels are steel.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then
Interesting.
we have this, yeah. And I got another issue too with the internally in the computer out there. That's a driver issue that really runs this serial to USB system that is required to connect to the telescope, and that won't start up. So I might just replace that entire cable.
Oh, do you have a temperature gauge inside of there?
Yeah, the temperature
monitor.
routinely gets up over 100 in there, but the
Right.
thing is, there's a roof vent that actually has a solar component, and when the temperature reaches like 120, it immediately starts that thing up
Nice.
and starts to pull in air from the outside.
I mean, did you put
Yeah.
any like natural like venting in it, like any gable vents or any like a ridge vent on the top?
No, this system has that solar powered temperature fan, and the reason is because we couldn't put anything like that in here because out there's frequent dust storms once in a while,
Yeah.
and you don't want that thing going off when there's a dust storm coming through.
True.
See,
Yeah. Makes sense.
so we actually, we set it up so that it just goes off when it's clear and the temperature is like just like over 100. I think it's like 110.
Right.
Kind of a temperature, and it'll set it off. But to be fair, I've never once seen it in operation.
Oh,
So I,
yeah.
I don't know that it actually works.
Huh. Yeah.
I've tried. Every time I've been there, it hasn't been on.
Well, you can pretty much control that thing from anywhere, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. I was just looking at it just a few minutes ago before it came on.
Yeah.
At the telescope in there. Everything is looks fine, but man, I wouldn't want to try opening it right now because there's some metal on metal grinding going on. It just doesn't work. Daisy and Zoe Amethyst says, I guess stuck closed is better than stuck open. And that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's been stuck open in the past. I've had to leave it open all night. But I always check to make sure the weather isn't going to be bad. Okay. And then the next morning when the computer shut off, it then comes on a couple hours later for a maintenance phase. And I went in and everything was fine. I could shut the roof. Sometimes the internet got disconnected, but now we're going to have Starlink out there. Well, we already have it out there. We just don't have it running yet because we just have to get the internet cable run over to the Starlink router, and I had to buy a special unit to connect that cable to the router because they no longer come with an Ethernet port on them like they used to.
Well. So you got the receiver.
Oh, Starlink works great. Actually, it's working for. So yeah, the people that own the land out there, they're using our Starlink.
Oh, nice.
Courtesy of SkyTour. We funded it for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
But it's for us. I mean, it's for us. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
That's cool.
Yeah. But and we're looking at other sites already to put up other buildings because this building is number 2. Number 1 is out here getting rebuilt. So we want a 3rd and maybe a 4th or even a 5th. I mean, we're looking forward to that.
I'll tell you what, if we build a place in Vermont, we'll put one out there.
Well, I think that would be a wonderful idea.
Of course it would. I thought of it.
Okay. Wow. This is an interesting...
Look how nice the moon looks tonight.
I was going to say, this brownish haze that I'm looking at on the screen. This is an extreme deep dive, folks, of a crater. This is what it looks like at the bottom of a crater. That's how deep diving they can go at P&K Space Imaging.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, you're seeing the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, there is no dark side.
Yeah. Well, there is now.
Yeah.
Called Miami,
Actually,
Florida.
There is a dark side. Name one crater that is always in the dark. Come on.
One crater that's always in the dark? Man, I got such a...
There's a lot of them, but one crater...
It's like Justin T said, the butthole crater.
Well, No.
No?
On the moon's south pole, where there's areas where light has never penetrated because of the angle, right?
Giggity.
Hey, turn that guy around. Look, what is he doing there? That's better.
Huh?
Okay.
Stylish, he can do whatever he wants. Make us all disappear.
Right. That's true. But that crater on the south pole of the moon that's always in the dark is called Cabeus. Cabeus crater.
Cabeus crater never saw any light.
Hey, it's Cabeus corpus, right? Isn't that right?
Crevious.
Cabeus crevasse.
Now we're back to butthole crater. Crevious crater.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
In the French region of Boutole.
Oh, Boutole.
Yeah. Right next to the Whisker Biscuit Mountains.
Hey, you know what? I actually did something really cool. I got another SLA 3D printer for my business.
Yeah.
And this thing can print like a 10-inch by 5-inch by 8-inch tall thing.
That's what she said.
So I ended up printing out Clavius crater. And it's beautiful. It has every single detail.
I know, man. I've almost seen that when I thought I was going to get one.
Yeah, it's going to be in your book.
By the way, me and Mark are writing a book.
That's a good idea, too, for writing a book, and I think that's really important. See, basically, you have the nerd and the goofball, effectively.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I'll be the goofball. Well, maybe not. But Yes, and we'll
Listen,
explain.
it's just going to be a page. It's going to be about certain topics. Mark's going to be on the left hand of the page explaining, in detail all the scientific stuff. And I'm just going to give you a rundown on the right hand side of the page, maybe some stick figure drawings
with stick figures, yeah.
to help explain it. So you're gonna have the information there, but I'm gonna dumb it down on the right hand side for people like myself.
Well, it's gonna have to go a lot lower than that then, because I'm already gonna be speaking in the terms that everybody can understand.
It doesn't matter. Just give me the crowns. I'll be good.
You'll have to dumb it down to like second grade or something.
Well, that's a little above my pay grade, sir. Gonna have to keep it high functioning kindergarten and short bus first grade, and then we're right in my wheelhouse.
That might be cool.
I know. I'm telling you what, New York Times bestseller. Right there.
Yeah.
Now we got to come up with a name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. A name for this kind of book. Understanding the Universe and Its Dumb Friend.
Yeah. Remember the movie with Danny DeVito and what's his name, Billy Crystal?
Yeah.
Throw Mama from the train.
That woman was a legend.
Yeah, right. It's like, yeah, I wrote a book. It's called Owen and Owen's Friend. You wrote a book, Owen? You wrote a book? That's a book.
Dude, we got to take a picture of the cover
book.
Where it's like you in a professional pose, with your glasses and everything, and just me over there in a helmet. Just a little random pink bicycle helmet.
Oh, that would really be funny.
Right?
And I'd just be like, I'll be there with arms folded, and I'd be looking at you kind of like with a weird look at my, just like trying to look at the camera, but they catch you just as I'm looking at you with that weird look on your face. Maybe have a little drool cup under.
I'm going to put a little speech bubble up coming out of me that just says, "Take me to Juniper."
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Show me the storm in Juniper.
I want to see Juniper's giant reddish potty spot there.
No, that's the thing, weird guy. I'll illustrate it kind of like I did with the 2019 promo. It'll be like stick figures and, just very, very bad drawings.
Yeah. Legless, yeah. It's a 3D printer. It uses what's called SLA DLP. So basically, it does SLA, stereolithography, STL files. SLA, yeah. And they use a screen below a resin vat. And so only the parts that are getting printed show up on the screen. And with the build plate pressed down against that screen, when it's like a mask, and when it hits it with that ultraviolet light, it immediately cures the resin, and then it goes up a little bit and does the next layer and the next layer and the next layer, and it goes right on until it's done. Yeah, I just actually made some submarine parts for a submarine I got to do, and so it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So Pilot 301 says, after working on large lithographic printing presses for many years, I learned, 1, never let anything mechanical never let anything mechanical know you're in a hurry. 2, you have to be smarter than the equipment you're working on. Yeah, you're right. And you've also got to be really careful when using hazardous materials with those, because there's hazardous material on this one too, and I actually ended up spilling a whole ton of it on my floor. Remember that scene in Alien where the alien, like, saliva gets on the floor and it eats through like 10 decks?
Delicious.
It was like that. It's pretty cool.
Pretty acidic?
Almost. Yeah, it's not acidic per se, but it's actually quite caustic.
Yeah.
To you.
Oh, wait, I'm seeing a little hint of green on the screen.
I see it.
How horrible.
Oh, by the way, I got another moon that I printed with this new system.
Listen, I don't
remember
care
that?
about anything you print unless there's one in my mailbox.
Shut up. It just, stop.
How many times?
Mister.
How many times?
Like,
How many times do we have all this stuff?
You came here and you left with the deal of a lifetime.
Hey, I just come there and pick up what's owed to me.
You come here with your big truck and you leave full every time.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? What are you taking this time?
That's because I have to literally come up here and pick up everything you say you're going to send to me. I have to pick it up myself. You know? Mm-hmm. People don't know this, but Mark doesn't like to pay shipping. That's why I got to pick everything up.
No. Do they know that
Stamps.com.
Do they know that I paid you to drive this telescope all the way to Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did.
Yep, you did. Made like
and
$12.
Do you know that he charged me top dollar too, and didn't give me a break?
Ooh, you think that was top dollar? You poor thing.
Yeah, right.
Especially now, you know how much that thing would take now to ship out there?
Oh,
Think about it.
Yeah.
At $6.29 a gallon, which is the average.
Yeah, for diesel. Ugh.
And you're going 2,200 miles.
Yeah.
Truck has a 30-gallon tank.
And you only get like 5 gallons per mile or something like that.
Yeah. Right now, shippings, you're looking pretty much even tractor trailers right now are charging upwards of $650 to $750 per mile.
Are you serious?
Yep. And that's why everything's going up in price. So if you go to the grocery store and you're wondering why prices are so high, now you know it's all because of the trucks.
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah.
It's all shipping. And there's nothing we can do about it until they start pumping out more oil.
I get it. You know, if you're looking at 2,200 miles times 650, well, you know, you're talking, you know, $14,000.
Yep.
Just for shipping.
Yeah, to ship that out there right now, it would probably be about $4,800.
Wow.
Roughly. So.
Yeah, that's a good thing we didn't do it now.
Yep. Do that. Thanks, Keith. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I mean,
when did I go there? I went there in January last year, right?
Yeah, we had no idea this was coming. So
yeah, I knew it was still during COVID times, but yeah, it was. Was it January 21? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. Or was it January 20? No, it was 21.
No, we've been there for over a year. So
yeah,
we've been there a year.
I don't remember offhand. Yeah, Neutrino, that's right. When gas is high, everything is high.
That's right.
Got that right. What else is going on, Mark? Got any more TV stuff going on?
Oh, I just did a show called The Unexplained with William Shatner.
Great.
Yeah.
There's someone on the wing. Like William Shatner has to be like 104 by now.
He's in his 80s.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That hair dye gets me every time because I still think of him as like in his 60s and 70s. But man, if he loses the makeup and loses that the hair dye, he probably looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's done okay for his age.
You think so?
He's just the
Were
Shatner.
You in the same room with him?
He knocked my dad over once.
No, I mean when you're doing the show.
No,
exactly. They filled him full of embalming fluid and sat him out in front of a camera. He's old, man. I mean, he's still got his wits about him, which is good, like most people. Oh, and I should say this before I forget. Rest in peace.
In his 80s.
Rest in peace to John Lear.
Yes.
At the end there, he was a little weird with everything, but yeah, he was still, he was still John Lear. So, rest in peace to Mr. Lear.
I was listening to him talk one time, and he was talking about the fact that there are many civilizations out there, including 41 civilizations, not 36, not 22, 41 living inside the sun.
Well, yeah. Where do you think suntan lotion came from?
Well, yeah. 41 living inside the sun. I'm like, John, I actually had a discussion with him about this because I was like, John, that is absolutely not true. I mean, patently false, John. No.
Well, here's the thing. I think he brought up some interesting stuff like back in like the 80s and 90s, okay. But then, he gave himself this moniker of the Godfather of conspiracy, and I think he tried too hard to live up to that. So then everything became a conspiracy, and then everything was just nutty.
Yeah.
Like living in the
he-
sun.
like when he sat on the stage in that same. This was a different conference, but I was talking to him privately. He never said 41 civilizations living inside the sun, like on a stage. What he said on the stage, though, was that he knows we have these top secret aircraft, and he knows of one in particular, and he actually called it the Nighthawk. And I think he
so
said
he's
the
playing video
F1
games.
Exactly. He said F-117 Nighthawk, and he's describing the capabilities of the Nighthawk. And I leaned over to the person sitting next to me at the conference, and I said, "I had that game too." Okay, he's talking
Yeah.
about a video game. I looked it up on the phone, and I showed it to the person sitting next to me. The person sitting next to me, by the way, was a huge fan of John Lear, and he looked at what I was writing and what he was looking at on the screen. He looked up at John Lear. He looked back at the screen, and I don't think he ever changed that lost look on his face for the rest of his talk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can see John like going, I know we have secret aircraft that can go to space. I once piloted something called an SSV Normandy, and
Right.
and I went to Pluto, and I shot across space with a
And I had
Mass
an
Effect
alien
relay.
crew. And we had to fight the was it the Kek? The Ket. We had to fight the Ket, which were an alien species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know who else died? The one guy that always was linking stuff that didn't need to be linked together. Why am I thinking his name was Jordan for some reason?
I do not know this.
He was a short little bald guy, but he was always running on about the origins of language and what's his name?
Brian Stelter.
No.
Well, he's a short little bald
why
guy.
am I thinking his name was Jordan something? Jordan. I don't remember. I can look it up, but anyway, he's dead.
Well, okay then.
He did a lot of work for when Project Camelot and stuff were there. They were always talking to him. What the heck was his name? Come on, people, help me. I know a lot of you guys are into that conspiracy stuff. You had to see some of the videos with that guy named Jordan. Jordan something. Somebody will put it in there. And you probably know him too, Mark.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, the
Sun Moon. The moon is behind
Jordan
clouds
Maxwell.
right now.
There we go. Lewis Tubb.
Oh yes, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, he's dead. So.
Yeah, he was well respected.
Yep. Who,
Yep.
Jordan?
Maxwell, yeah.
Yeah. He's a little nutty too.
Well, I think that anyone who says things that we're not, I guess, used to hearing, we first respond by thinking they're kind of nutty, right?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, I get what he's saying, but a lot of stuff he was saying, it wasn't even true. Like, you can trace
Yeah.
origins of words back. He was just making,
Yeah.
so it fit his narrative. But, I don't know. It's just you all just got to look at it with a fresh pair of eyes.
Yeah. Michael
Yeah.
Clagus, how you doing? Yep. This is just, this is bogus, Keith. Come on, Paul's really trying to, look in, the brick wall of a building here.
Hey, what can we do?
Yeah, I know.
Not my zoo, not my monkeys.
Well, it's definitely not your monkeys, okay?
Hey, we're doing our part. We're there. Scopes
Yeah,
are pointed
you are.
up. We can't do anything more than what Jesus lets us do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Run for a tater.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't got no
So-
gas in it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's what they call me, the sling blade. Mm-hmm. I never saw that movie.
What? Sling Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't even know what a sling blade is.
Sling Blade. Pretty much the same as a sickle on a stick.
Okay.
Kind of boring, huh? We got total eclipse, let's see,
Total eclipse of the
at
Moon.
12:11 a.m. So that's, yeah, it's like an hour and 20 away, roughly.
Well, we got some time.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, there was another stream that I was looking at that had a potential lunar eclipse, and like it's only in partial phase now.
Yeah. I know Ray was doing a stream, but I'm not sure if he actually
Yeah, he's live right now.
is he. That's good.
Yeah, he has 1,600 watching.
Well, that's good
1,700 just now.
because it probably has a clear sky.
He does.
Let's see here. I can always text him and see if we can pop his up. I don't want to steal his stuff though. Looks pretty good though.
Yeah, it's not high res, so.
Well, I mean, yeah. And then I think Chris over in Tampa might have a good. So we're just kind of sitting here hanging out, seeing what happens,
Yeah.
chatting with everybody. But hey, it is what it is. We can't control the weather.
The Skycam in South Galveston has got it up there, but it's no one's paying any attention to it.
I could always, because I still have that contractual agreement with NASA. I could probably do theirs if they're streaming. Because we're allowed to do that.
Okin.
I don't know. You want to check some of NASA's channels and see if they got a live one going?
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm looking.
It is. Florida sucks. No offense to anybody that lives in Florida, but yeah. It doesn't matter. It'll be under the water soon anyway. Like Miami floods like daily now. Just comes up out of the sewers. High tide.
That's nice.
Yeah. No wonder why buildings are just collapsing.
Yeah, getting undermined.
Oh wait, I see a cloud moving. No. Yeah, so I don't know if there's like a moon behind there, or I mean, it looks like the clouds are getting brighter, so that means
That means you're getting thinner.
Sausage.
Yes, exactly. Oh, hi, Keith.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Which I cannot hear if you're playing it. All right. I can't tell. You got to make it so I can hear this stuff too, because it's funny. Otherwise, I'm talking over.
Wait a minute. What do we have here? What do we have here? The moon. The moon. The moon is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the mother burn.
High Point Scientific is doing the moon right now.
Whatever they are.
They have 4,200 watching.
Ooh. That's all right. We can let other people have this stream. I mean, last time we did this, we had how many people watching?
You topped out over 1 million at one point.
No, our biggest one was like 66,000.
The number of views, though.
Oh, the number of views is 2.3. Yeah.
1,000.
2.3 million.
Yeah.
But, you know what? If it starts clearing up, I'm pretty sure these numbers will start going up. And maybe I should make the chat subscriber only. That way we don't have to put up any ding-dongs. Well, that way if they want to chat, they have to subscribe. Saucy. There it is. Paul just texted me and said clear.
Really? Let's go see.
He texted me these words exactly. Ready? Quote. Clear. Back in business. End quote.
All right.
So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to P&K Space Imaging, where we're going to have live... Why does it always sound like those guys are pooping?
Because
there's radio announcers.
They're over-announcing. That's why. They don't.
We're live here on P&K, and we're going to show you... How are you doing there? Anyway, I think we're cleared up. You're still going to be a little fuzzy, a little wobbly, but we're going to be all right.
Well, I hope
Let me
so.
remove this from the screen so it's not never.
Boy,
What?
boy,
Oop. Let's put that down here.
boy.
Is your malfunction, sir?
Well,
There's your update. Does that look a lot better?
well, he's got to go back to like what's he using here?
A telescope, Mark.
Okay, that's good. I thought it was just his eyeballs.
Oh, my lord.
Ay, ay, ay. Hello, Laura Newbert. I see Laura's out there. Brian, Gino, how you doing? Armin, Mike, Gabriel, nice to see you here. Wow, that's cool.
Man, Armin, you are way behind if you just got that now. Hey, anybody that's behind, go hover over the video if you're watching on a computer or on a phone, and you'll see a little thing that says live in the bottom left. If there is not a red dot next to that, you are not live. Just click the word live, and it'll bring you current to where we are. Because, truthfully, right now, this clock says 10:53:31. So, yeah. Let's hope everybody's up to date. And make sure you're on 1080p as well.
Roger that.
I think even Paul's behind because he was texting me about taking the clouds thing off the center of the screen. And I was like, dude, I already did that. So I think he's falling behind too. So just make sure you are live or just refresh the page. That's fine. But
What lens? What do you got? What scope is he with?
this is just probably 80mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Still not going to be able to see the full moon. But I think he does have another... actually, let me text him. If he still has that one refractor one that we can get the whole moon in.
Does he not have the C9? The C9.5?
No. No, it's not hooked up because we really didn't need it.
Right. You know, but I mean, basically an 80mm is good, but look at the magnification.
Well, yeah, but the 9, I mean, we really only use that unless we're going crater diving.
But, you know, when the meteor hits, you're going to miss it again.
Oh, Jesus.
That looks good. Now we're getting someplace.
Sorry, I'm just texting him real quick.
Armin has a question about light scattering chromatic aberration. What's the question there, Mike? Armin.
Armand.
Hey, Cindy Murphy. Isabella, how you doing? Mustang, what's up?
Hello, Governor.
Well, there you go, now. I had an Australian lady here at the house today, a friend of the family. I always talk like this to her, and she says, "Hey, you can't talk like me." I said, "Hey, you don't come in this house unless you bring me some Tim Tams."
Gotta see what's going up in that crazy house of yours.
Yeah, you got to get me on Tim Tams. I
How's your
love
boys
Tim
doing?
Tams.
Are they doing all right?
Yeah,
still
they're
living
all
at home?
right. Yeah. No, actually, the oldest moved out.
Oh.
He's working for a law firm. He's a lawyer.
Sweet.
And the youngest is still here, but he's working on a few things of his own, trying to move his way around the world.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good kids, man.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to get the hell out of Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it you don't like about Connecticut?
The winter.
Really?
Taxes, the government. I don't like.
How are the taxes up there?
Expensive.
Really?
They're
I mean, are they
like-
bad as what Pennsylvania is? Pennsylvania's a Commonwealth. Like, I know we have the highest gas tax in it.
Yeah, well, listen to me. They relaxed the gas tax of 75 cents per gallon here in Connecticut to help people. And that was when gas was at 409. They relaxed it. The day after they relaxed it, the price went up to 425. And now it's 459 a gallon.
America, F yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's called gouging. And they don't care. They're not doing anything about it.
Paul, if you're listening to the stream, don't be offended, but I'm going to bring the contrast up a little bit just to make it pop. Just so you know. Not much, just a little bit.
Yeah. Justin T, you're right.
Oh, he said a bad word.
He did it.
Where's Isabella from again?
Sofia, Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I have such a great idea. I have to talk to Isabella about the new series on this channel.
Well,
yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be I'll talk to you about it off air, but man, it's gonna be good.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, there it is, people. There's the moon.
Okay, well, hey, thanks.
That's as gonna get. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah,
Now that we waited, how long did we wait? 115 minutes for it to actually be.
He needs to kind of overexpose the right side so you can start to see when the red starts showing up in the dark end there, with in the penumbral phase there. Now that's really interesting. I mean, that circular curve you're actually seeing is the curve of the Earth projected onto the spherical moon, and you're seeing the actual projected curve. Now, if you looked at it as it was laid out on the moon, it would look weird. If you were to open up the moon and spread it flat, that shadow would look really strange because you're projecting a curve onto a spherical body. So it would look really strange. But you're actually looking at the curve of the Earth. Okay, not quite that much. He's got to do it.
No, I'm just taking a peek and seeing what's
Yeah, he's got to do it from his end. He's got to bring that dynamic range that's in the dark out a little more.
Well, Paul knows what he's doing. He's a professional.
I know it. He's a perfectional.
A professional.
And the moon has blown up. Remember space?
Is it the full moon tonight? I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
yeah.
Yeah. It's at 100%, I think, tonight.
I don't think it's at 100% until 2 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah, but still. Remember that TV series Space 1999 with Martin Landau and Barbara Bain?
Wow, it's almost like you just asked me if I watched the Mickey Mouse Club. Like, sorry, I wasn't alive. My driver's license doesn't come on a scroll. What are you talking about?
Space 1999
Jesus.
was the most horrible sci-fi series ever.
What year did it come out?
I think it was out in the 70s, late
Jesus
70s.
Christ. What's your social security number? 4?
Yeah.
I get it, though.
Sure.
Yes. So it was Space 1999, but it came out in the 70s.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Paul's trying the other refractor that can get the entire moon in. That's why we're off the moon right now. Anyway, go for it.
And then they had this supposed accident on the moon, you see, where this giant nuclear waste dump on the moon got destroyed by one of the crashing spaceship of their own, and it blew up so powerfully that it moved the moon out of its orbit, away from the Earth, and launched it off into deep space. And so every week we had these visitations, because it only took a week, you see, of this gigantic 2,000-mile diameter moon to travel through space to a new solar system and meet aliens. And so they ended up seeing new alien presence every week, and I just thought that was hilarious.
Based in reality.
Based in someone's reality, and that's okay. I don't mind.
Hey, by the way, this Jupiter 2,
yes,
is probably on its way to Stan Winston Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm sick and tired of it being in my way, and they will take it.
Yeah. How much are they going to give you?
I didn't ask them anything for it. I said, just pay for the shipping. I'll ship it out to you.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a piece of Hollywood history. You know, it's not really, all that special. You know, they made the Jupiter 2s out of it. Yeah. But, wow.
All right.
There it is, Paul. You got it, brother. Nice. But that'd be cool, because then you can, if you're ever out there, you can go visit it and say, hey, that was underneath my deck for 15 years. And I can be like, yeah, that was in my garage for 4 years and then in the back of my truck for 1 year.
Well, you wanted it.
Hey. And now look where it's at. It made it to Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, it hasn't. They're not going to pay for shipping.
Yeah, they will. That's the deal we have. I said, you pay for shipping, and you can have it. Now, shipping, on the other hand, is going to be about $4,000.
That's right.
You know? But what I could do is I can charge them $6,000. I can spend $3,000 going out there, run a U-Haul, and then fly back.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And then split the difference with me. Very good. I appreciate that. I accept.
Split the difference with you. You ought to see the smile on this guy's face when I loaded that thing in my truck.
Oh, yeah, because I know if you
finally get
sold
rid of
it.
that piece of shit.
No, but you said if you were going to sell it, we'd split it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't sell it.
All right, well, whatever it takes. What's going on? Is the sky pretty unsteady down there or what?
No, he's using a small scope. No, it's very moist. Moist. ASMR. It's very moist down there.
Yes, I'm sure it's
yeah.
kind of humid. It's kind of humid down there.
It's kind of sticky icky.
Mm.
Down in the nether regions of Florida.
Yep.
But no, now he'll focus it in and try to get as best you can. I mean, obviously you can tell that this the scope isn't the creme de la creme, if you will, but it will show the whole moon.
Nuclear explosion.
Plus, it's probably the scopes are probably dewing up.
Oh, that's another problem too.
Yeah, which I think. Hold on.
Emotional damage.
Emotional.
Isabella, this telescope is down in Florida, in Miami. Hey, Boris.
Reminder to be on dew check. Where in Florida is this telescope?
I just answered that.
Oh, I know, Isabella.
I told her Miami.
Yep, love her to death. Love her to death. That's how I did. Upside down earlier.
Dated Psi Lambda says facta, not ficta.
Dude, have you seen those? Have you seen the images from the James Webb being compared to the Hubble? Like the same shot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. See, what people don't understand about those James Webb is they're expecting these beautiful color shots, but the James Webb is using false color images from the very beginning because you can't see the light that the James Webb captures in. You can't see that with your eye, so they have to convert the light to something you can see, and they use orange for a very important reason, actually. Not just because orange is infrared in the red end. I mean, that's probably traditionally why they use it, but because the eye is better at discerning details when you have these different grades of orange light rather than black and white, because black and white is actually harder for the human eye to differentiate differences in. But with the red color, the orange color, it's actually much easier. So, but it's pretty cool though. I mean, I've been looking at this amazing imagery. I've just been astonished at the capabilities of the JWST. I'm pleased too.
actually looks really good.
What's that?
Scope.
What, this image?
Yeah. It looks pretty good.
Well, I'm just
Scope just came outside from the AC, so it's adjusting, acclimating.
oh, okay.
It looks
Well,
really
then
good.
it will fog up when it does that. Yeah, see around the edge of the moon, you see that like little red halo around the edge of the moon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Aberration.
Yeah. Isabella says, Mark, you want to talk black holes or something? Or not in the mood? I'm always in the mood to talk about black holes. In fact, if I did my radio show tonight, it was going to be all about black holes. And, I mean, there's just an awful lot about black holes that are interesting, especially the Sagittarius A black hole in our own galaxy that was discovered. It's 25,600 light years away. And what's interesting is the one in Messier 87 at 55 million light years away is just about 2,000 times further away. And but it's also 1,500 times bigger than our black hole. So effectively, when you look at the images of both of them, they look approximately the same size on the image. But that just has to do with the vast size of Messier 87 very far away, So that's pretty cool. And Messier 87, that black hole in the center, that supermassive black hole in the middle of that galaxy, is so big that Pluto's orbit would fit inside of it. All right? Pluto's orbit would fit inside of it, and then there's a lot more to spare. This black hole in our galaxy is not nearly as big, and in fact, it's not even as big as out to Mercury's orbit. Okay, so it's actually a lot smaller, but because it's so much closer, they look approximately the same size. And you might say, well, if it's that much closer, shouldn't we be able to get a nice clear view of it? And you might think that we should, except for the fact that because it's so close to us and because objects move around it very quickly, they actually go around this black hole in the center of our galaxy. The particles, the hot gases, the hot spots, they go around that black hole in minutes, about 30 minutes, as a matter of fact, when it takes up to 2 weeks for the same kind of hot gas to circle the M87 black hole. All right. So, and again, they're all moving very, very fast. And so when we look at our black hole, because this material is moving so fast and so forth, we have to effectively, we're taking a time exposure because these objects are actually really faint. And so when we try to image them, you've got to expose for hours at a time, to catch these objects. So any movement is going to translate to a smear, and that's why these black holes are always blurry because of that, and especially ones closer to us because they have more relative motion that's noticeable. So that's why that's the case. And you might notice this Sagittarius A, if you look at the object image, it has these 3 hot spots, right? And and never mind the fact that they always look like donuts, don't they? and you think, hey, does that look like a donut because we're seeing it like face on? Well, no. It actually looks that way from wherever you're looking at it from. You could be below it, you could be right on edge, you could be, anywhere else, and it will look just like that. And the reason is because the intense gravitational field of the black hole is warping the far side accretion disk, the disk that goes around the black hole, and it warps space so much that the light follows that warp, and so you end up having this look where you have this glow on the bottom and this glow on the top. And that top glow, and you might think of it this way, the top glow is actually the glow from the far side. showing because it's been so deeply warped, you know. So that's pretty interesting how that works. But it matches the prediction by general relativity. You know, Einstein was right. Did Paul just message you say there's clouds coming?
Oh, why?
Just asking because
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be
clouds.
there anyway. I mean it's not like we're gonna get it perfect, but at least we have a view of it, you know.
Donuts. David Schmidt.
Donuts.
Yeah, so basically, these black holes might very well be a very possible outcome for every single galaxy. You know, Winzard says, "I disagree, but it's fine." Well, what do you disagree with? I'd like to know what he disagrees with.
Yeah. Good time for a casual conversation.
Yeah. Yep.
More and more people can that's what we need more of anyway. We need people to talk.
Yeah.
You know, see both sides of it. That's one thing I've actually been actively trying to do the last couple of years, actually see the other side of stuff that I don't exactly agree with. You know, I still might not agree with them, you know, even after I hear their side, but I can understand it. You know, because you can't ever understand your own position unless you understand the opposing one.
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell, I'm a genius. Did you hear
I'm
that?
sorry.
Did you hear that come out of my mouth? Jeez.
I did, but you didn't know what you were saying.
Maybe
Hey, look at the moon.
maybe I'm a wizard.
Look at the moon. Look at the moon. Look at the moon.
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to post this onto Twitter, so let me do that real quick too.
Okay.
While I'm at it. Make the post. By the way, if you guys want to follow the P&K Twitter, it's at P&K Space Imaging, or at PK Space. I don't even know. I don't even use it. It's at PK Space Imaging, I think.
Well, then how do you expect anyone to get it?
Yeah, they'll find it.
Uh-huh.
We're there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I was asking him to do before, just to show, but the scope doesn't really look like it's fully focused. Maybe it is. I can't tell.
Well, once again, I mean, you got a lot of moisture in the air.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're seeing the moon and not just black screen.
I appreciate it. I like it better.
And it'll come and go, and you know, but hopefully we'll be there. You know, come the next 45 minutes, it'll be
This particular eclipse, we're going to be deep in the umbra of the Earth, the darkest part of the shadow. So the moon is going to be blood red in the sky. I remember seeing an eclipse as a child of the moon, and I remember that the moon was actually hard to see in the sky as a full moon. It was so dark red, and I had enough light pollution in the town of Plainville, Connecticut, where I grew up, that the moon was actually hard to see in the sky. And I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy, you know? Yeah. So not bad. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
What do you think? We got about 75% covered?
Probably
70?
just I'd say we're up to about maybe 77, 78%. And now, again, look at that curve that you see on the screen. That curve is the curve of the Earth. And it is properly projected. That's how it looks exactly, because we're so far from the moon. That's the curve projected as seen from the Earth itself. So we're going to see a direct projection onto the moon of the correct angle of the Earth on there. And so we do see that. So you can kind of get an idea just how much bigger the Earth is than the moon just by looking at that. It's almost a straight line. Not quite.
And by the way, for anybody that wants to help us out, if you want to go ahead and spam the link to this video on your stuff, feel free.
Yeah, because spam is always good.
No, if you want to let like relatives know, you can post to Facebook. If you want to let random people you don't know on it, you can post it to Instagram. If you want the Chinese government to watch, you can post it to TikTok. Whatever. We're up for anything.
Yeah, exactly. Harmony Bend Homestead, how are you? From Montana. It's great to see you here.
What happened to Montana Horseman?
Yeah.
Or was he here earlier and I just missed him?
I do not know the answer.
Yeah.
I do not know this.
I'm in the mood for a snack. What can I snack on?
Well, you've
Yummy.
done so well with your weight loss, so I would not consider getting a snack at this late hour.
I'm thinking like peanuts.
Ah, cashews. Now that's doable.
I did have some trail mix that had some cashews in it, but it also has those dried out like pineapples, and they're not that good. Even though I love pineapple. Oh, I know what I have. I have pears downstairs. I'm gonna go get some.
The kind in the sugar water.
Yeah, I love those.
Oh yeah.
I mean, is there any other kind?
Could never get enough of those.
Here you go, Mark. Go ahead and talk to yourself for a little bit, or talk to the people
problem.
in chat. I'm gonna go find some pear sugar, maybe some
Okay.
peanuts.
Well, hurry back because this is going pretty quickly
Yeah,
now.
we're good. It's 11:18. We got
Yeah.
we got until 12:11 for totality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Let me get down here and raid the fridge. I'll be right back.
All right.
Mark, keep them entertained.
Yeah. Okay. Well, folks, that's it tonight. We'll see you later. Yeah. So it's on that last part of the limb now. So we're, as you can see from when Keith and I were talking earlier, it's already moving across. It's actually moving across almost visibly. You can kind of visibly see it because as it's moving now, it's going to cover more ground because it's around the curve of the moon. So it's going to appear to cover more faster, which is really kind of cool. I wanted to do this from our Arizona observatory tonight, but unfortunately, as I mentioned, maybe you heard, the roof failed to open. Sorry, man, I got an issue here. The roof failed to open, so I had to, and the moon's gone out. Well, that's it, folks. The moon has gone out tonight. Yeah, clouds. So we couldn't do it. So I have to get a mechanical guy out there this week to fix the roof issue we had. It is a mechanical issue. And then we'll be fine. We'll be back up and running, and we're doing our deep sky streams. Once the moon is gone, we can just carry on. You might remember back in 2019, I think it was. No, 2019. Anyway, we did a wonderful lunar eclipse stream, and we were luckily one of the groups on the planet that actually caught a meteor striking the moon right in the middle of totality. And it was good because that strike was able to be used to measure some of the parameters of this impact, along with some of the others. But what we didn't have is an infrared system to actually be able to look at the residual heat that was generated by the impact. That was really important to do, and there's a group in Spain that does this routinely. Even when the moon is like, a waning or waxing crescent, they look at the unlit side. Here now you can actually see the parts of the umbra starting to pull in. You can see some reddish color showing up. It's really beautiful. If you've never seen a lunar eclipse, then this will be your time, actually. And if you go out and look, well, then you might see that it's going to be this way. I'm in Connecticut. This is down in Florida. So outside, if the moon is out, I would see just this very same view. Pretty much the very same view. The angle of the moon, to me, will be a little bit different. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Eric is here. Eric is American Road Warrior. He's the director of Move On for the state of Massachusetts. I know Eric very well. I'll be seeing him in a few weeks in New York. So, that said, if I had access to Keystream, I'd throw up the music right now because I want to go check out the moon outside. So it was thundering here before, so I was thinking of setting up the Sky Tour live stream east telescope, but we took it down because we're rehabbing it, and it's all rehab. So now we're waiting for the building to be built, which we couldn't build because we were running, on an economy that was trading in wood that was like 10 to 15 times the price that it normally is. And that, of course, is an issue. Can't have that. So we didn't build the building for this, but I designed it with linear actuators so that we'll be able to literally lift the roof off and set it to the side of the building. So it's actually going to be a different approach altogether. Kind of cool, and then we'll have the eastern scope and the western scope available. That said, look at that. Now you can see that's really beautiful now. Now this looks kind of pink right now, but that's because that's the umbra, or the darkest part of the shadow, mixed with the penumbra, which is a lighter part of the shadow. And as the umbra starts to come in more, it's going to get deeper and deeper red, and it's going to look just beautiful. Really, really. And the camera might pick up the color, but your eye might not yet. It may look like it's all a darker gray to you, right? But the camera might be more sensitive to the reds than your eye might be. So I see, David, you hit that guy who was throwing out all these other things. Thank you. Fantastic. Okay, a little change to the color response to kick that up. I don't know if that's Keith doing that or if that is Paul doing that. Because Keith might be like munching on something and he doesn't want to be on the microphone, sound like he's munching in your ear. Probably a good thing.
Bro.
Yep.
I am
I knew you were there.
totally munching on pears right now.
I know you were.
That wasn't me.
Oh, he did that?
I think it's just a natural gift, maybe. I don't know.
No, somebody did that. I'll be right back.
But
I'm gonna go look and see outside how this looks.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Paul knows what he's doing. There we go. It's good. Michael, once again, it's hard to focus with everything going on in Florida with the clouds and the humidity and all that stuff. Well, doesn't look too bad. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think this is a smaller refractor, so. Does seem like it's moving pretty quick, huh? By the way, pears, delicious. Well, I'm glad you can join us then, Isabella. Isabella, do you have a camera or anything that you can stream with when, like, stuff goes on just over your country and not over the U.S.? Same thing with David. We need to find some friends that are down under in Australia that we can get some Southern Hemisphere stuff going, or South America or South Africa. That'd be great. When we first started this, the goal was to get a whole bunch of us together that could stream and pretty much have the Northern Hemisphere covered, the Southern Hemisphere covered, and of course Asia, and no matter where something was going on at, we'd be able to do it. Because if you go on to like some of the big astronomy sites where there's a lot of like streamers and stuff, I don't know, and this might just be me, but it seems like it's very elitist. You know, it's almost like a competition for like who has the best stuff, and I don't know, just like it wasn't our gig. But that could have been just my own personal experience. Have any of you guys used those like mass streaming websites that there's a lot of like astronomy streamers on? I forget what it's called, and it's not Slew. It's an actual website, but I forget what it's called. Well, I think I've tried it. I think Paul even tried it back in the day, because Paul used to be on Ustream a lot. Man, them pears were good. Crazy fact of the day, I used to be allergic to pears when I was younger. I grew out of it. Now I love them. Go figure. And now it's time for some dry roasted, honey roasted peanuts. That you're picking out. Yeah, but once again, it's good to see everybody again, man. For Justin. Hey, Justin, are you going to Pine Bush or no? I thought Bill had said something about you guys. You and Jax were coming up to Pine Bush, maybe? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I hear that James does. I'm surprised Mark hasn't asked him yet. Because I know me and Mark were pretty much in agreement to ask Ray about it. You know, what we would do, so nobody lost anything, is everybody would still stream on their own channels, but it would just, we would simulcast onto like a central channel, whether that be P&K or whatever one we decided to use. But yeah, I know James was doing a lot of stuff. Bill always streams from Pine Bush. There's always streams, and I don't think Ronald's coming this year, because he's usually the one that was always streaming from every angle. Couldn't go in the bathroom without him streaming something. But yeah, Bill always streams something from Pine Bush, whether it be the talks or just there at the house. That channel will be pretty active, and if we go up, I usually do some streaming off of the P&K channel as well, and Mark as well. But once again, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it this year, just because of everything going on. Oh, Ron is coming. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Eric. I didn't know whether he was coming or not. Last I heard that we didn't know if he was or not. And you'll be up there, right, Eric?
And so?
Nice.
Hey there.
So yeah, Justin, let me know. Once again, as I said, I think I heard Bill say something about you and Jax were coming, but I'm not sure.
Is that true?
I believe you told me that.
Yeah. Well, I was just out looking, and I was out there watching the sliver go away, and it looked pretty cool.
There she be.
I think Paul wants to catch a meteor, which is what I think.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Or a couple transits would be cool too, like satellite transits or
Yeah.
UFOs.
But see, what I was saying to folks before was, once that last tiny sliver went, it was actually hard to see the moon in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It was not easy. It was actually very dark, because this is a total lunar eclipse. It's not a partial.
If you have really clear skies, you should be able to still see it okay.
Yeah, you will. But it's going to be this red disk in the sky to you, a darker red disk for a little while. Now, lunar eclipses, you can have 1, 2, 3 a year, and sometimes none. It depends on when those, what are called the nodes, where the moon crosses the Earth's orbit with the sun, line up with the sun and the Earth. And if it lines up on the sun side, it's a solar eclipse. If it lines up on the other side, then it's a lunar eclipse. And those eclipses can be really interesting to watch. But you can also predict them with some fairly regularly. There's actually what are
We have a cloud passing real quick.
yeah, I see it. There's an eclipse season, for instance, and that eclipse season is kind of a specific time when you can expect the moon to be crossing. Because the reason is if you were to take the sun and the Earth and draw their orbit on a piece of paper, right? Well, you can't do this. You can't on that same piece of paper draw the moon's orbit because it would be above the paper and below the paper, right? It's inclined to that paper, all right? So when the reason that's why we don't have a lunar eclipse every month, because the moon comes around, and when a moon goes around the Earth, we don't know whether it's gonna. We don't know. Well, the moon will be above or below the sun or the Earth, depending on which eclipse we're talking about, and so you won't see an eclipse. So when it's actually aligned, that's when that crossing point where it's between the Earth and the sun, that crossing point is between the Earth and the sun. When that happens, then you get an eclipse.
And this view right here is responsible for a lot of ancient mythos.
Yeah, that's correct. A lot of people have taken the moon. Actually, this is kind of funny. Earlier peoples would take advantage of the fact that they could calculate when there was a lunar eclipse, and they would use it to hold sway over other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they would then say, I'm going to make the moon go blood red tonight, and I'll bring it back only if you agree to my terms. And of course they do.
Unless you accidentally did it in
does.
Salem, Massachusetts. Then you'd, we all know what happened there.
Well, it depends how you play it. You could have played it as, for all of you sinners in Salem, I'm going to make the moon go blood red tonight until you renounce Satan. And then I'll make the moon come back by the power of God or whatever.
She's a witch. Burn her.
Burn the witch, burn the witch.
Mm-hmm. And once again, thank you. Very good, Isabella. Thanks to Paul. Staying up late with us in the heat of Miami. Bringing us this, even though we had a lot of clouds earlier.
The Miami Heat?
At least it's kind of visible now.
Yeah.
No. So, thank you, Paul.
Yeah, very nice.
We kind of did this at the last minute.
As the moon goes out.
Yeah, right.
It's like, boy, hey, where'd it go?
Dude.
Nacia Mono, how are you from Florida?
Honey roasted peanuts, man.
I know, you're
Why are they so
chomping in
good?
everybody's ear. We can hear it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's gross. Damn. All right.
There it be. Eclipse 2022.
Yeah.
When's the next solar eclipse?
That's in a few years. It's going to pass right through New England.
No. Next year, ain't it?
Is that next year?
2023?
Oh, I thought it was 2024. My mistake.
be.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But I thought it was, because I remember we was talking about it in 2019, saying, oh, it's not that far away.
Windsard says, I'm outside in Texas, can't see the moon. It's possible if you're in a light polluted area, you may not see the moon in the sky right now. But it's dark red. Dark red. But it's in the southeast right now. It's at about 20 degrees. Let's see, where you are in Texas? Probably about 20 degrees up. Maybe 25 degrees, depending where you are.
By the way, for anybody wondering, this one here is actually considered, let's see, what is it, May? So this one will be considered a flower moon. So it's a super flower blood moon.
Super flower blood moon, that's right.
All right, I got to get these peanuts out of my hand.
Yes, and yes.
They're good, man. I don't care.
Giggity, giggity, goo.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Actually, that's just Paul holding up like reddish tissue paper over a light.
One half of a 3D glasses.
Right. Wrong color, but hey, okay. Alberto Castaño, how are you? Saludos desde Bogota, Colombia.
Would you you wouldn't, I guess you would be able to get a full moon shot from the Sky Tour West, right?
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
tonight.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right
you can
now,
get what, 4
we
degrees or something like that?
yeah, we can actually, we're actually putting lifting column on the telescope so it can actually raise above the walls and see all the way to the horizon.
No,
Now,
I
in
mean
astronomy,
your viewing window.
yeah. I mean, we have, well, what I'm saying is like because we have walls in the building, right? You can't see through the walls,
Right.
so you have to wait for things to get a certain altitude. Um, so that altitude right now is 20 degrees or so. So the moon right now would be just below that. So we'd have a little problem with the wall of the building interfering, but it wouldn't matter. It's so dark out there that you wouldn't see the wall of the building. You'd see the moon. It'd be just as beautiful as always.
Just a thing. It's 38 degree horizon right now.
Yeah, in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you look at out there, you know, because the walls of the building were up so high, relatively speaking, the telescope has to be below the roof, right? So the only way you can get it below that is to have walls that fold down after the roof comes off, which typically would need someone there to do that. But this is a remote building; it operates, on its own, without us, right? So we can't do that. So we're actually going to put in what are called lifting columns. You know those sit-stand desks that you hit a button and the whole table rises up and it's really smooth?
Absolutely.
Well, I talked to the engineering engineering guys actually at one of the companies that make the finer ones, and I got all the specifics on it. And I know that there's certain lifting columns that will work, and I can get this one lifting column that will lift 300 pounds, and so the telescope weighs over 200, and it'll stably lift the telescope up into the air without any kind of variation in movement left or right.
So how would that work? You would mount the tube onto that platform and then mount the platform onto the post?
No, actually, the platform would be the replacement for the post because it's tall,
Gotcha.
and then it would rise another 20 inches. And that would get us down to being able to see the horizon. Now, in astronomy, everybody who's an astronomer knows, okay, that seeing to the horizon is not a good idea. Why would you look to the horizon? Because the horizon is looking through more air, so you don't really see too well down there. But out there, the sky is really clear, and we have a lot of clear views to the horizon. We're still seeing through more air, but we're also seeing a better quality air, if you want to say it that way.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean we're going to get spectacular views. What we are going to get is we're going to see things down around the southern horizon that we could never hope to see. Things in the southern hemisphere that peak up that we can see. And that's the kind of thing that we're looking for. Things like Omega Centauri, the finest globular cluster in the entire sky.
You know what we need to do? We need to 3D print you a small, almost like a little igloo, that we can put some welding, some good filtering on, that you can do a solar scope out there in its own little compartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a solar scope would be a great idea. I got one here actually, and it does the job. I just have to find a camera adapter to use for it, and I was gonna add it to SkyTour East because it is really cool to do solar streams.
Yeah, but you know what I thought? Like, because
hold
the
on,
heat out there.
hold on. I just saw a spot. Did anybody else see that? It was like 11:40 11:41 and 50 seconds or so, I thought I saw a white spot just to the left of center near the limb a little bit.
All right. Get on it
So,
there, wizards.
yeah, go look because I think that might have been a strike.
I'm gonna go back to 11:40:08 and just watch from there. See if I can find something.
Okay. I think I saw a spot.
Said it was right around 11:41.
It was after 11:41 and before when I told you to shut up, and be quiet, quiet, quiet. Okay, that. Remember that when I said that? Okay, that was
Nope.
it was just after when that happened.
Gotcha.
So when you hear me say that on the stream, that's when you should start going back.
Well,
10
I'm not
seconds.
hearing the audio. I'm just looking back at the.
Okay. Yeah, but it was definitely a white flash, and it would appear like a white flash.
Mm-hmm.
So see, you might have caught yourself a little meteor. How about that?
So far, I'm seeing nothing.
All right. It could have been a phosphine in my eyes.
What zone would I be looking at?
Well, okay. It would be between 1 and 4.
Yeah.
Actually. So in other words, just go to the center, go to the left, about halfway to the limb, and
Gotcha.
just above that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Radical, how you doing?
No, wait a minute. Okay. I'm gonna need somebody's validation on it. It's very small. Very small.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you see
right
it?
around 11:41:15.
Okay.
Try that out. I'll try to like zoom into the more precise time, but let me just see if it's in. What you call it? Go back a little.
Well, the moon was pretty much faded out at that point, right?
Okay. So from what I'm seeing, if this is the same thing.
Okay, at 11:41 and 11:41:15, there's a reddish spot to the lower left that I saw, but that might be an artifact. But this
Yeah.
was a definitive flash, a white flash that was there. And when I saw it, I actually saw the moon was there. That was out from the clouds.
Okay. Well then, that's not this then, because I'm at
Okay.
11:41, because I don't even hardly see the moon.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so it was maybe before that.
Nah, I thought the moon was there, but I could be wrong. I mean, again, it could have been a phosphine in my eye. Phosphines are little light, light particles. You see light flashes in your eyes, and they're called phosphines. And that's something that you could get. I know all about them. I see them all a lot, and always have. And that's, a lot of people see them too and think they saw something when it wasn't there. And they say, but I swear it was there. And it was, because that was in their vision.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything that jumps out anyway.
All right. Well, I'm back live here looking anyway because I'm trying to keep a lookout. Trying to keep us a lookout.
Yeah, if anybody else, 11:42:15. Third guy posted that. Take a peek at that. Moon is kind of available.
Alrighty then. David Altman, how you doing, man? I see David's here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm going back to the live.
All right. What's up, Dave? How are things going? I see Carolyn's documentary is out.
For what?
Carolyn Corey. Dave was involved in that, I believe.
For what?
It's a documentary about interesting phenomena.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Dave's not here. You say, ha ha ha, that's funny. I didn't see it yet, David. No, I didn't get to see it yet. Hey, Jan from Salem, Oregon. A tear in the sky. That's right. Yeah, I heard about it. Yep. Yeah, Dave Altman, and he's a cool guy. You should hang out with Dave. He's a good guy. Does a lot of cool stuff.
Like what?
Knows a lot of people. Does a lot of movie stuff and so forth. The guy's got it going on, man.
Dave, would you be interested in buying an original Jupiter 2 mold?
It's a casting.
Same difference.
Yes. Yeah.
Low price of $3,000. You can have it. Mark will get you the certificate of authenticity.
Yeah. It was dropped on my doorstep years ago. And Keith was here and he was eyeballing it. I said, "You want it?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "All right, you ever sell it, split it. You split the profits." No worries.
No worries.
Isabella, the movie's called A Tear in the Sky. TEAR.
Paul just said there's going to be clouds for probably 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just a heads up. La-da-da-dee.
David, can you put up a link to it? Put up a link to the movie summary so people can get a look at it.
IMDb. Casting mold. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's just taking up room at this point.
That's fine.
That's why it's headed out to stay in Winston.
Yeah, I don't think Winston would like it. I don't think he's a collector.
Yeah, they do. They have that little museum thing in the front. They
Yeah,
collect
but this
little
is
things for like that.
Yeah, this is not. Oh, there you go. Dave says the trailer for A Tear in the Sky is on YouTube. Check it out. I did watch the trailer and I thought it was pretty cool. See, Isabella found it.
All right. So what's A Tear in the Sky about?
Go watch the trailer.
I can't. I'm doing a stream. Ding dong.
Well,
just synopsis. What's it about? Is it about somebody getting abducted? Is it about ghosts? About multiple dimensions?
It's about people having experiences.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch it, people.
Yeah.
We got clouds for another 5-10 minutes. Go check it out.
Yeah. It's really cool. And Carolyn, I think, did a really good job. Hey, Bill Shatner liked it.
Bill Shatner liked it?
Yeah. I thought it was a good show. I wished I was in it more, but
There.
I wasn't.
There's plenty more
was-
aliens.
I was not.
None have
That's,
come my way.
that's funny.
Cool though.
Yeah.
How long is it? The documentary?
I'm not
Roughly,
sure.
ballpark.
I don't know. I don't know how long it is actually.
Yeah, because I got tricked before with documentaries with that one with Skinwalker Ranch. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. And what it was just a rehash of everything everybody already said. Just put in, what was it, 2018 or 2019?
Yeah, that's not this.
Yeah, and then you had Ding Dong with his Bob Lazar documentary that was supposed to be so groundbreaking and everything. And the only thing that was new was having Bob Lazar in it. Besides that, it's everything just rehashed again and again. Same stories, same people. Nothing ever new.
Well, at least that's not this documentary.
That's good.
No.
It's even like, I even got sick of the Travis Walton ones because like every one is the same exact thing. Like it brings nothing new to the table.
Well, there's this.
But they keep on milking it.
It's I don't know about that. It's the same story.
It's the same story, but what I'm saying is being done by 16 different people, all just making a grab for money without bringing anything new to the table. You could basically put all those in the same bucket and just pick one, and you'll get the same information out of it than the other 15.
Yeah. See, Dave says it's an hour and a half.
That's cool.
And Isabel says, when you filming in the Hudson Valley? Hudson Valley 2. Oh, I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not, but who knows?
Yeah, he's sick of wearing sweaters in the summertime.
Yeah, we had to. When we had to do that, yeah.
Continuity.
I had to go to Los Angeles to do some what I call pickups, right? And so I had to bring all the winter clothes, but it was like 80, and I had to wear my hooded jacket and coat over that. And then we had to make it look like it was winter. So we had to go to like spots where there was very low vegetation, not the right, stuff that looked like it had been, going through winter. It's pretty cool. Yep.
Dude, what was going on? I saw that, wasn't one of Travis Walton's friends like now saying something completely different now? Or was he turning on Travis or something like that? What was his name? Mike?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He, I don't know, something happened to Mike over the years. I don't know. I mean, he used to be a reasonable guy, and then things changed. I don't know.
It's called money.
Well, that's what he claims. He says he owes him a lot of money, And then there's days when he says, oh, it's okay. I don't hold anything against them. The next thing you know, he's turning around and going for the jugular. It's like, geez, a guy, whatever side of the bed he wakes up on, it's like, whoo, look out,
Right. I guess it just depends how he's feeling that day, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, see, David knows who he is, too.
Yeah. So what do you think is the most believable UFO abduction story, in your opinion? Like, if you had to pick one for people to point people toward and say, yeah, this is some pretty legit stuff.
Well, I mean, Calvin Parker's, experience was really strange. Okay, Travis Walton's experience was pretty strange too. And the thing that's interesting is, Travis Walton's story has not changed,
right,
in years. Okay. If it had changed like all the time and gotten more embellished and more embellished and more embellished, well, then you worry about it, right? But if it's not changed, well, then you have to think it's not changing for a reason. Either he's extremely careful with his fantasy that he's portraying to people, which I don't think is the case, or he's really just recalling what happened. And just recalling it over and over and over. Now, if you think it's boring and same old, well, then what that says is that's probably something you should pay some pretty hefty attention to, because he's not changing the story. Right. You got to watch out for the stories that change. The ones that don't, That's someone that's sitting there in the dark going, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me.
Right.
Yeah, we've heard it all before. So why isn't it still as interesting now as it was when it happened to me?
Yeah, my
You
critique
know what I mean?
wasn't of Travis's story; it was of the people presenting it.
Yeah, and well, that's the problem. Okay, Travis had a number of uh, people that were with him when this happened. Okay, and Mike was one of them. Okay, well, it also turned out that Travis married Mike's sister, and it didn't go well. All right, so Mike had a grudge on top of everything else. So,
Right.
now what does that mean to you? It's like, phew, jeez. Now, where'd our moon go? Okay, I'm holding you personally responsible for this.
Hey,
Keith Ickes of P&K Space Imaging,
what can we do, man?
living down in Quakerland, Pennsylvania.
Quaker. Oh, do you see Quakers?
Amish. That's
My lord.
yeah, kind of the same to me. I don't know the difference, so that's my ignorance.
You know who I think is the most one that I don't know. I just keep coming back to Betty and Barney Hill.
Oh, well, I mean, of all time, if you want to talk about it, well, then I think that.
Don't get me wrong. I believe Travis, but
No,
Betty
I
and
know.
Barney
I thought you were
Hill.
talking. I thought you were talking about more modern time.
Oh
But
no,
if
I was just asking what you thought yours. Like, if you had to point somebody that doesn't know about abduction stories and stuff, like what point them to, and which ones had the most evidence for, you know.
well, ask Kathleen Martin. Okay, she was her niece, so I think that Betty and Barney Hill is probably one of the most believable stories ever.
Yeah.
I think.
And the whole story about her pointing out basically what was a Zeta Reticuli before we even knew about it.
Well,
Something. Well,
we
I
did.
should say before the
We did
mass
know about
public
it.
knew about it.
Yeah. But the other thing is, there was someone that actually took the map and tried to fit a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But if I put random dots on a paper, you can also find that pattern in the sky if you look hard enough.
Well,
Because
you can find patterns wherever you want to.
I know, but that's my point. Okay, so that saying the star map is accurate isn't good enough for me, because again, random dots on a page can be a perfect registered
Yeah, but
image.
it wasn't just a random dots on a page. They said it was a binary star system, and it turned out to be. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some correlations that make sense. I'm certainly not talking it down. I think that it remains one of the most interesting cases ever.
Right.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
And then I gotta need to read up on the story again. Whatever happened to Barney Hill? He died right before her.
I think so.
Yeah. What do you know what he died of?
I do not. Kathleen would know all those things. But I don't ask her about. I don't know. If you look in Google, I'm sure that Wikipedia will even tell you.
Amazing.
Where's our moon, Keith? Come on. Where's the moon?
Sorry. Wasn't my day to watch it.
See, you're eating pears and sugar, water,
Nope.
and
I'm eating
missing
peanuts
the
and
moon.
sugar.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about Billy Meyer?
Faker, liar, hoaxer. Okay.
Fair enough.
And he's got this one guy who's his champion. Okay.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, that dude. I won't even give him out his name, because it'll just give him publicity that I don't even want to give him. But here's the way he operates. He said to me 100 times, which gives you an idea how many times I bit. All right. He said to me literally, probably no less than, say, 15 times in reality. He said, I am Billy Meyer's representative, and I'm going to tell everyone that you agree with me unless you come on my show and say it's not true. I just ignored him. I said, no, Michael, I ain't coming on your show. Go take a flying leap off a short pier.
Yeah.
Okay, and he just got mad, but he never did make those claims because I told him he better not do that. I said, you know what? You make those claims and you'll be getting sued for libel, okay? Because I do not believe that at all. And if that hurts my reputation, you're going to hear about it.
Well, the funny thing is, Billy's ex-wife and his son actually came out and just told everybody how he did it.
Yeah.
You know. But now that cult that lives in around him, you know,
Yeah.
they threaten everybody now. And that's what it is. It's a cult.
Well, you have to understand what's going through Billy Meyer's mind, right? He sees himself as being set up as this paragon of knowledge. This font of understanding flows out of him. So he starts writing these long treatises about how things work in his fantasy land. And then he shows ships on strings that are clearly on strings. He shows them planted in trees. He has toy cars that he uses in his photographs. He builds this really, really awful looking ship called the Wedding Cake UFO out of a lid of a utility barrel in his shed. Okay, you can see the lid, you can see the lifting tab on the cover, and that's how we knew how large it was. It's only about 28 inches across. And then he photographed it in front of his house. Like he said, it was parked in his driveway. Well, the house in the background is slightly out of focus, but the ship is in perfect focus. And he said the ship was 30 feet across. Well, if the ship was that big, you'd have to stand back far enough so that the house and the ship would both be in focus. Sorry, pal, you don't know how cameras work. And he certainly didn't. He actually had so many pictures that were just laughable. Toy trees, okay, a wire for a light illuminating the scene that was actually visible in one of his photos. and he said that he made up some nonsense about what it was.
It's plasma.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. A toy car. And now he was about, say, 40 feet from 35, 40 feet from the car, he said, and the UFO was hovering over the car. He took a picture of the UFO, and the car itself was like blurry, out of focus. And the UFO was a little further away because it was in focus. And the car was up close because it was so small, you see. And he tried to make it look like a forced perspective shot, and he blew it marvelously. And it was so obvious. And when I mentioned to this guy who's his champion and his representative that the car's out of focus, he said, the UFO made it out of focus.
Yeah, that's what you get from this kind.
Okay. Yeah. And if
It
you
just
don't come on
bothers
my
me that
show,
every-
I'll say that you believe it all.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I mean, it does suck. Everybody, like, I want these UFOs claims to be real, but every single one is just filmed
They have
with
an
a
agenda.
potato.
They have an agenda. And that really is terrible. You know?
Yeah, it's like I haven't seen one convincing one yet. Like, except for maybe like the illuminated ones that go like flying through the sky, but you can most of the times they're birds and people just don't want you to think that they are.
Or they don't know that they are, you know. I mean, there's the honest lack of understanding about what they might be.
Right.
On my part too. I mean, my mind's open. I know that there's things out there we don't understand. For crying out loud, you know, I can't explain what was moving along through that submarine sonar years ago. Okay, that I was on that submarine as a guest of the Navy that time, and I don't know what went whipping through the sonar, but it went through several hundred knots according to the sonar kid that was running the sonar.
Yeah.
And I thought that that was just crazy, you know, that's amazing. And so a few years later, when I went down to Washington, I had to do a presidential briefing model, and I had to deliver it. And I talked to one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, because that's who I was actually working with. And I asked him, what can you tell me about the fast mover program? And he basically looked at me and, like I said, he could have said, what's that? Or I have no idea what that is. But he didn't. He said, oh, I can't talk about that program. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. I drove back from Washington I drove back from Washington in a daze, you know? So this is what set it up. Now that was years and years and years before the Nimitz incident. So then the Nimitz incident comes out, and Fravor talks about the water bubbling, and it was just crazy. The water bubbling up because something was coming up from down below that had this shape to it that looked like it could have been like an unknown submerged object. I think that's look. This is the correlation. This is the type of corroboration you need. Because you can't believe what you see. I mean, could the sonar guy have been wrong? Sure. He could have been. But they're trained not to be wrong. They're also trained to classify everything they see. And when you can't classify it with anything that you see, that you know of, that anyone knows of, then you're at a loss. And that's what this kid was. He was like totally at a loss. He had his hands out, like open, like, what do I do? And he's looking at the executive officer. And that's when the executive officer said, log it and dog it. And the kid said, sir, yes, sir. Turned back to the console, and that was it.
Let me ask you.
Wow.
Do you think, as of this point in time, any governments around the world actually are in possession of technology not made by anyone on this planet?
I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I know that if a country like China was in possession of such a thing, they would be zipping around with it and using it out there, and we would see it. If North Korea got it, they'd probably turn it into an amusement ride, for all I know, and then kill the owners because they said something bad about Kim Jong Potbelly Pig.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know. I just happen to think that it was quite an interesting thing to happen in the world.
Do you think there's a chance, but it's unlikely?
I do.
And if
Not an
if that
unreasonable
little
amount of
chance
chance, it could be.
exists, if that little chance
Yes.
exists,
Yep.
what kind of technology do you think it is?
I think it would actually be propulsion technology, to be honest
Really?
with you.
Okay.
I mean, but necessarily what would come with that would be materials technology.
Yeah, I was thinking more or less like because I'm thinking about like fiber optics and LED and stuff like that, like where that stuff came from.
Well, I mean, if you know the story about Frank Corso, okay,
Yeah.
he if you know that story, he actually basically says that he was in charge of what he called the nut file, I guess it was, and he would bring these little pieces of material to contractors, big contractors, and he said things like Kevlar came from that. Things like Philip Corso. Thanks, Dave. What did I say? Something else. Yeah, Philip Corso's. Dave corrected me. Thank you, Dave. And he said that other technologies came from that, like the integrated circuit, and that's kind of speculative because people are saying, well, it just showed up out of nowhere, so it had to have been something that was reverse engineered. No, it didn't. I mean, we're actually pretty darn smart. But and so who knows whether Philip Corso was correct or not? We really don't know.
Right.
But I do know that you're not just going to get one piece of technology. You're going to get technology that involves many other ancillary technologies. Like you have to understand materials that this thing is made of before you can understand how well it operates, and what you can do with it. Oh, this can help us go faster than a certain speed. Oh, okay, cool. Then that's what this material is for. So you're going to have a lot of, materials science in there as well.
Right.
And David says night vision, etc. Yeah, I think that was in the book too, Dave. I can't remember the name of the darn book. I read it. I was reading it cover to cover, and I was so frenetic, like trying to get through that book because I wanted to get to the end and learn about it, that I actually tore it apart by accident. So it's now just a stack of separated pages in chunks.
I'll tell you what, it leaves me very optimistic about how fast technology is going. Like in some sectors, it's going too fast.
Yeah,
But it's very encouraging seeing how fast and progress we're making even year to
That's
year
right.
at this point.
that's right. Dave says day after Roswell. Thanks, David. That's right. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, I think as Eric says, Corso's main objective was to give the Roswell saucer wings to hide gravitic propulsion. Well, got to be careful with those flinging around those terms too. I guess gravitic propulsion. Sounds good, but could it really work? My feeling is that it's possible, and let me explain why that's possible. What would gravitic propulsion be? Well, that would be something that utilizes a particle called a KK graviton. All right, and this is a particle that would be generated by a particle accelerator. And if you notice, flying saucers tend to be round or triangular. That's because, in my view, they're particle accelerators. And they accelerate particles and they create these KK gravitons, and they also generate micro black holes underneath them. Now, and you're thinking, like, what the heck is he talking about? Well, think about this. Micro black holes absorb things that are impacting them, and then they evaporate. They're like a sink, that is to say, a something that sucks up something and then goes away. So it's gone. Whatever is sucked up is gone with it, right? Because they evaporate. All right. Now they by evaporating, I mean they basically turn into another form of energy. Okay. So they're not like vanishing and then wow, it's just gone. It's not. It's energy transfer. So these gravitons, okay, would be used in propulsion because they would allow the saucer to kind of separate from the X, Y, and Z moving through time that we're in. And that's called a membrane. See, this is going into string theory a little bit. And if you go into the position where you say, hey, if we can generate these micro black holes, we can coat the bottom of our flying saucer with them. And what would that do? Well, specifically what it would do is it would take the gravitons, that is the force carriers for gravity, okay, that we think could be out there, and they would be absorbed by these micro black holes that are sheeting the bottom of this UFO. So what would that mean? It would mean the UFO would be floating because it wouldn't have any influence due to the gravity. So it would be eating the force of gravity that's hitting it. And thus there would be no gravity at that point above them. So this object would literally be floating. So that's what anti-gravity might look like in reality, is eating of gravitons, getting rid of the gravitons that would otherwise be pulling you down to the planet, so to speak. And so that's a possibility for how these things would actually hover. And then to move, they actually would generate they wouldn't get rid of gravity. They would actually use an overwhelmingly large gravitational field. So it's a high gravitational field that could cause them to, and that would actually be the reason they can be propelled the way they are. Because what do gravitational fields do? They warp space-time. They warp that construct we call space-time, the fabric of space, just like black holes do. It's why black holes look the way they do when we image them now, because we're seeing the far side of the black hole being warped over into our line of sight. You can't see it because it's behind the black hole. However, if it's getting warped, then you're going to see it because space is warped, and thus the light from it is curving over the back of the black hole and coming to your vision from wherever you are in the universe. That's how it'll look. So there's an awful lot of interesting things there, and Eric, American Roadwear, yes, a saucer is a perfect shape because it is effectively a particle accelerator, and that's just what we're talking about. And Isabella, I'll be talking about this in Pine Bush, yeah. I will be. I'm going to be talking about this and a whole lot more, actually. We're going to be talking about how, if UFOs exist, how they might be propelled, and it's from this particular usage of gravitons, KK gravitons.
KK gravitons.
Yeah, man, that's it.
Well, I'm just letting you know that we'll probably be wrapping up at about 12:30, since we're at the peak now. It's going to start showing itself again, because I do have to get up at 5 a.m.
What
So,
do you got to get up at 5 a.m. for? What
well,
the heck
some
do
of us have
you
to work
to
for a
do?
living.
Okay.
But
Right. Some of
yeah.
us don't, right? Is that what you're saying?
We wanted to make sure we got the peak, and at least we got a little bit of a view going on, finally, after all that.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll probably put the timestamps
okay.
up of from the time we actually got to see it. I'll put that up as the first comment.
Right.
So if anybody wants to come back and watch it, and not sit through all the boo hisky before of sitting through clouds.
Boo hisky?
Yeah, the boo hisky. Straight from Bucksnort.
All right. Right near Whisker Biscuit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully by the time we all decide to go live again, we
Right
won't
near-
have clouds, and Mark's roof will be fixed, and
Yeah. Right, and then we can start shooting some Kaluza Klein gravitons out there.
But if you have a pretty good camera right now, you can definitely, now would be the time, especially if your skies are clear, to go out and start snapping some pictures of it.
Yeah, I was
your camera will
looking
see
out
what
there.
your eyes can't.
Yeah.
No.
Looks really nice.
Yeah, not too bad. And at least we have, at least we got a little bit of a view.
Yep.
And of course, got into talking about aliens, as we
Yeah. I just want to say, Eric last year made a really good Man in Black. I was also a Man in Black as well for the Pine Bush. I dressed up as a Man in Black.
Yep.
I won't be doing that this year, though.
Nah.
No,
we say
I'll be
like it's
selling
such
bunch
a
of
long time
books.
ago, but it was like last September, was it?
What's that?
When we were up in Pine Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Rudin Serhain.
Yeah. We can't read that, so unfortunately, it was deleted.
Right.
English only in this chat, so everybody can participate, please.
Yeah.
Not a worry.
Not a worry.
Hey,
Mark,
I appreciate you here.
I'll tell you what. Thank you again for joining me.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
We didn't, nothing went as planned, as always.
I know. It's kind of funny because it's like, those of you that were here, you know this. Our observatory roof failed to open tonight, and I sent someone out there, and she was very happy to go out and check it out. Tara Diulis, who is the artist who worked in the door, but she's also a really, really smart lady and asks a lot of really good questions on our show, Sky Tour Radio. And she's part of our Sky Tour live stream organization as well. And she went out there to try and troubleshoot this, and we simply couldn't fix it. We took 2.5, 3 hours trying to fix it. It was 111 in the building. And I told her, get back in your truck, turn on the AC. No, I'm fine. She said, and she was. I talked to her on her way home, and she got home safely. I just was like really concerned that she was spending too much time in the heat, but because I did last time, 2 times ago when I was there, I spent too much time in the heat and I ended up in the hospital out there, for heat stroke. So I thought I was ready for prime time in Arizona, but I wasn't. So anyway, but we couldn't fix it. So the roof is going to be fixed by the guy that actually installed that roof hardware. It's a mechanical failure. So hopefully he'll get a call tomorrow and get his butt out there to fix it as soon as possible.
Warranty.
Actually, I think it is under warranty. So
Good.
Yeah, we're all set there.
Absolutely.
I think. Yep. And then I have some driver issues, especially for the connection to the telescope that I have to fix. There's a serial to USB cable that is actually it says it's unable to start, and I installed 3 different drivers, and the other night it worked fine. I installed a new one. Boom, worked great. Yay! This time I installed the same one again because it said it wasn't there, and this time it couldn't even see it. So I don't know. I have to see. It's because it's intermittent. That tells me that might be something to do with the heat.
Yeah.
But I never had this happen in the winter. But out there, I mean, wintertime means 60 to 70 degrees.
Right.
You know,
I think it's about time Big Daddy just goes out there and takes a personal look at it.
You want to go? You
in
can
person?
go.
Nope, not me.
I'll be going out there.
There you go.
Yeah, I gotta be. Like I said, I'll be out there on the 29th of June.
You should try to be out there every quarter, at least, until you move
I
out
am.
there.
That's the goal. And then I got to go out 29th in June, and then on the 30th I'm in Roswell to the 2nd of July. Then I'm back and off to the desert to work in the building until the 5th, and then back. Then I got to go to Denver on the 7th through the 10th. I'm doing 3 talks out there actually at the MUFON Symposium in Denver. And then back to Phoenix again to go out in the desert again from the 11th to the 16th.
Oh, poor Marianne.
Why?
Did she gonna have to deal with you the whole time?
Well, I'm gonna be in the desert when I'm back in there the second time.
Were you gonna be out in the camper?
No, I'm gonna stay at Chuck and Chuck's house there.
Oh,
She's
gotcha.
at the property on the site there. It's protected property, so I can't just have anyone go out.
Right.
You know, they have to be vetted and
Vetted.
They do.
All right. Well, either way, hope you get it fixed up, and I hope it ends up working good. What I'm going to do is I'm just probably going to play music for the last 10 minutes, and then we'll we'll wrap it up and get out of here. And Mark, if you want to post a link to your channel in the chat for anybody that wants it, you can run over and subscribe to SkyTour live stream and go look at some deep space objects with Mark live when he does it.
Alrighty.
He's able to get the roof open.
Yeah. It'll be great. I mean, the roof was open today, but it was open manually. So technically, I could have done this if we just left the roof open.
Well, you should have threw Tara a 20 and just told her to stay out there till you were done.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's also snake season now. Snakes are out.
Yeah.
You should talk to Marianne. She saw a rattlesnake the other day.
Sweet.
She was in Benson. There was a rattlesnake under the porch right next to where she was sitting.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Good night, Laura. Hey, guys. Thanks. Good to see you. Great comments from all of you. It's great to talk to you guys. And I'll give you a link here. It's for YouTube for SkyTour live stream. And then I will head on out.
Then you will head on out. And once again, you guys can see Mark on Discovery Network and all that stuff if you want to see him.
Yeah, and look
He's
at
around
channel
on the television.
Yeah, and then Channel 10 in Phoenix is streaming it. Really, really nice job too.
Yep.
It looks beautiful.
We'll jam a little bit of music for the last 10 minutes or so, and then we will wrap it up for the night. And actually, hopefully,
Alrighty
be back
then.
maybe this week sometime for some moon streams on the waning side of things.
Yeah, I got you.
So let's see what we can do.
All right, man.
Well, Mark, thank you once again. I will talk to you very soon. I hope
All
you have
right.
a good night and get a good night's sleep.
I will do so. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. So long, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
There you have it. That was Mr. Mark D'Antonio. Thanks all.